And welcome back to LakinSports.com, Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. We get set for game number 2 after the Bronx won game 1 by the score of 15-0. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining us today for Bronx baseball. Getting set for game number 2 as there's another coaches meeting at home plate, and we'll get set to go here momentarily. I want to thank everybody for joining us here this afternoon.
Yeah, because theirs is the same batting lineup anyhow. Hey,
oh, that was lucky.
That was very lucky. They just have a different, I don't even
Making some final notes here as we get set to go.
So we're going to do Lawson first. We need to get a little broom, not a broom, but what are those red
I have a little duster here.
Yeah, get all those dead flies out of here.
So, Kim, what's your favorite sport? Basketball?
Because I played it in college.
Uh-huh.
And then baseball, probably second.
I love baseball.
Football, I can
Bronx take the field.
love softball.
Caden Mings at third. Actually, we'll go to the outfield. Braden Fisher in left, Hunter Davis in center, and Maddox Beltran making the start in right field. At third base is Caden Mings. Jace Bachman, the winner of game number 1. He goes to shortstop. Alan Martinez at second, and Matt Morgan at first base. Kate Lovelady back behind the dish for the Bronx, and making the start is Lawson Beamer.
Never got to go home for Thanksgiving. I never got to go anywhere for spring break except for a basketball tournament. By the end of March, you're thinking,
Here's the lineup Beamer will face. Leading off and catching is Joe Mitchell. Batting second in in center field is Enrique Gamboa. Batting third in pitching is Uriel Diaz. Batting fourth, the DH, Luis Perez. Batting fifth in right field, Dominic Weiss. Batting sixth at third base, Gunnar Upson. Batting seventh at first base, Caden Upson. Batting eighth at second base, Jaron Lubers. And batting ninth at shortstop, Gilberto Duran. Playing left field but not batting, and we do not have a name on this player, but the last name Maravilla. And so we apologize if you're a Syracuse fan watching. Don't mean any disrespect, but they didn't turn in the lineup with a first name, and the player's not listed on our program. So the Bronx, after winning game number 1 by the score of 15-0, 1-0 on this young season, look to make it a sweep here this evening. And if you weren't with us in game number 1, a lot of information that we tried to pass along in game 1. This is the 25th season of Lakin Bronx baseball. Even though it took us 26 years to get here, but this is the 25th season on the field. Of course, everybody knows last season the Bronx were practiced up. They were ready to go, and then COVID hit, and nobody got to play last year. So we're set to go here. And Lawson Beamer making his start, and the first pitch in at the knees for strike 1. Jace Bachman in that game 1 win went 4 innings, struck out 12. Did not allow a hit, did not allow a run, and just issued 1 walk. 0-1 pitch, fouled up the first base line. Matt Morgan in foul ground, chasing it, and it falls in front of a diving Cade Lovelady. And just a noisy strike there. That's a situation there that Matt Morgan, if he has a chance to get to it, it's easier for him to come into it than it is for the catcher to run that far and go out to it. But the thing about it is the windy conditions here at Laux Park. I've been involved with baseball for many years here, and this wind is treacherous, blowing in from the right field corner. That pitch outside, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Joe Mitchell. 353 down the left field line, 380 to straightaway center field, and 300 to right. And believe me, with the wind blowing in from right, that will take a poke, even though that's a short porch out there. And that pitch inside, and Mitchell goes to first after being hit by the pitch. I'm going to try to do a lot better job on our scoreboard here today. I'm not going to make any promises. I just say I'm going to try. Enrique Gamboa, the center fielder, at the plate, batting from the right side. Runner at first, nobody out. We're just underway here in the top of the first inning. And a wild pitch as Mitchell goes to second, and it's ball one to Gamboa. Beamer checks the runner from the stretchers. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Uriel Diaz in the on-deck circle for the Bulldogs. Bronx outfield playing straight away and midway out in the grass. Bachman trying to keep the runner at second close. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Misses outside for ball 2. 2-1 to count. Lovelady with the signs. Beamer looking back at the runner. 2-1 pitch is behind him into the screen. Mitchell advances to third on the wild pitch, the second of the inning. And the count goes 3-1. Joe Mitchell led off the inning being hit by a pitch and has advanced to third on 2 straight wild pitches. 3-1 pitch, and that's to the screen. And the runner scores on the wild pitch. They walk to Gamboa. You know, that would have been interesting on that play there. Had that shovel toss from Lovelady hit the batter, that may have been batter interference because he was out of the box in the line of trying to throw that. It didn't come into play, but that would have been interesting. And a timeout called due to the wind gust. Syracuse on the board. And another hit batsman. And Coach Steve Davidson already out of the dugout and is going to make a pitching change. So with this pitching change being made, we're going to take a timeout. We've got a lot of great sponsors that make LakinSports.com and Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube possible. If you get a chance, drop them a note, stop by, but let them know that you appreciate all they do to make LakinSports.com possible. We'll take a break. We'll be back with this pitching change right after this.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
Pitching change being made. Lawson Beamer will go to second base. Alan Martinez will come to the mound. 2 years ago, Martinez was 1-0 on the mound with 2 saves. Made 10 appearances for the Bronx. Had an 8.28 ERA. In 23 and 2/3 innings, struck out 24 and walked 17. and gave up 36 runs on 42 hits. Lawson Beamer not even going a third of an inning. Two hit batsmen and a walk. And a run already on the board for the Bulldogs.
Did they just switch those two, I bet? So I bet Beamer's going to second.
Yes.
Okay. Just switched them up. Okay.
So Alan Martinez on in relief of Lawson Beamer. And he'll face Luis Perez, the designated hitter for the Bulldogs. Runners at first and second, nobody out. We're in the top of the first.
Vice on deck, Upson in the hole.
Martinez checks the runners, and that bouncing ball gets away from the catcher. And another wild pitch.
Don't think he could have caught that.
1-0 the count. And a ground ball towards short. Bachman, he's going to come home with it. And the runner is out. So a fielder's choice by Luis Perez.
Tags out number 17, Enrique Gamboa at the plate.
6-2 on the putout. That's one away. Diaz stays at second, so
Vice steps up to the plate.
runners at first and second. One out now
Caden Upson in the hole.
for Dominic Weiss.
Boy, this is pretty good.
A walking taco.
Yeah.
My 305 was just sloppy Joe on top of shit.
I tell you what, eat their hamburgers. That's what's really good.
Martinez's first pitch is high for ball one.
He had a tough day on the mound.
Weiss, the right fielder for the Bulldogs. Martinez checks the runner at second. And a breaking pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 to count.
Get that one? Yeah. And you had 4. Good job.
Uriel Diaz, the runner at second. Luis Perez, the runner at first. And the 1-1 pitch on the outside corner. 1-2 now. The count to Dominic Weiss. And the strike three called on the outside corner, and Weiss down on strikes, 4-2 away.
Gunnar Upson steps up to the plate. Caden Upson on deck.
That'll bring up the third baseman, Gunnar Upson. Upson, the losing pitcher in game one. He pitched 2 innings, gave up 5. That's with 2 on, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Swing and a miss. Runners going. So a double steal by the Bulldogs. No, just the guy at second went. Runner stayed at first. And the count 0-1 to Gunnar Upson. Is that right, Kim? Do you have 0-1?
What's that?
Strike one?
Yeah, strike one.
Okay. Now runners at the corners. Pitch low. Runner goes to second. And the runner at third did not go. The throw to second was off the bag. Luis Perez with the stolen base. Now runners at second and third. And a 1-1 count to Gunnar Upson. A high pop up into shallow left. Fisher got a glove on it, can't come up with it. 1 run will score.
Okay, so they did score?
They have 2,
7.
To the plate, Caden Upson.
7, yeah.
Movers on deck, Duran in the hole.
It'll go as an error on the left fielder. First pitch to Caden Upson on the outside corner for strike 1.
Okay, so we have a strike one.
0-1 to count.
How many pitches?
10.
10?
Swing and a miss. And Upson down in the count 0-2.
So I was hoping. So there's that guy. And here's the guy who's the pitcher. I'll finish that.
And a ground ball off past the pitcher. Bachman will scoop it and step on second base for the out.
It was okay.
But the Bulldogs come up with 2 runs. On no hits, they strand 2. Actually, yeah, strand 2. And 1 Bronc error in that inning.
Well, Kim, I started coaching at Kingman. I was there for 2 years.
So I was hoping the guy who pitched.
So after 1/2 inning of play, the Bulldogs 2, the Broncs coming up. We'll be back right after this.
When you choose a bank, you're investing your trust in a group of people who will be handling your hard-earned money. You look to them for expertise in financing your dream home and your teenager's first car, purchasing farm equipment, or expanding your business. At Kearney County Bank, we're invested in a community we believe in. Let us be your choice in community banking. Visit KearneyCountyBank.com or come by 221 North Main Street in Lakin or Garden City State Bank, a branch of the Kearney County Bank, 1910 East Marion, Garden City, and see what our staff can do for you. The Kearney County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
We go to the bottom of the first inning. Broncs trailing 2-0. Defensive alignment for Syracuse. Maravilla in left field. Enrique Gamboa in center. And Dominic Weiss in right field. Gunnar Upson at third. Gilberto Duran at short. Jair and Lubers at second. Caden Upson at first. Behind the plate, is Joe Mitchell. And making the start for the Bulldogs, Uriel Diaz. Here's the lineup for the Broncs here in game number 2. Hunter Davis will lead it off in center field. Batting second and now pitching. He started off at second. That was Alan Martinez. Batting third at shortstop, Jace Bachman. Batting in the cleanup spot, the first baseman, Matt Morgan. Batting fifth in left field, Braden Fisher. Batting sixth and now playing second base after the start, Lawson Beamer. Cade Lovelady bats seventh and is catching for the Broncs. Caden Mings at third base. He will bat eighth, and batting ninth in right field, Maddox Beltran.
I did in college too. We didn't have a small one in college. Yes, we played with.
Sure when that came in, but
It was after because we played with they didn't have.
Broncs a 15-0 winner in game number 1.
33 is. I think this guy right here.
And he is with his warm-up throws complete, and we're set here in the bottom of the first. Davis will lead it off, followed by Alan Martinez and Jace Bachman. If anybody gets on, Matt Morgan.
In the hole.
We're up 18 to 15 after 5 innings at St. Timothy. Yeah,
Here's the winding first pitch from Diaz, and a ground ball toward short, gloved by Duran. And he throws it past the first baseman as Davis rounds and goes to second. That'll go as an error on the shortstop.
who's pitching for the girls?
probably taken right now, maybe.
That'll bring up Alan Martinez. Martinez in game 1 was 1 for 2 with a single. He walked twice, scored 3 times. Davis in the first game, he was 3 for 4 with 3 singles. Uriel Diaz from the stretch. He looks in. Here's the first pitch to Alan Martinez. It's way outside for ball 1. Davis, a good lead out at second base. And that pitch low for ball 2. Jace Bachman stands on deck.
Their field is where it's gonna blow it out. So I know that Toby said they hit 2 home runs in the first inning.
Check of the runner, 2-0 pitch, way outside, and it's 3-0.
That was 3. 4. That's 4. Yep, that's 4 pitches. Yeah, ball. 3
Martinez bats from the right side. The right-hander Diaz looks in for the sign after a quick check. And that's inside, a 4-pitch walk. That brings up Jace Bachman.
Why do we not go to last?
Bachman in game 1 was 2 for 2.
I missed a pitch or
2 doubles, 3 runs driven in, 2 runs scored, and 2 walks. So perfect on base percentage. And Bachman comes to the plate with 2 on, nobody out in the home half of the first. Diaz checking the runners. Bachman pops it up on the infield. Drifting in foul territory, Mitchell in foul ground makes the catch.
1 away. So that was 6. Dang it.
So 1 away for Matt Morgan.
Wait, you clear?
Matt Morgan comes to the plate for the Bronx. And that's inside off the glove of Mitchell as the runners will advance. That's a passed ball off the glove of the catcher. Matt Morgan in game 1 was 3 for 3, 2 singles, a double, and a walk. He scored twice and drove in 3.
3 strikes, then you're out.
Oh, we want him to hit.
Runners advance on the pass ball.
Yes, so he can get there.
Want to know the count to Morgan, and Morgan with a
Get there.
one hopper to the second baseman, scoops and throws to first in time, but a run does score. So Matt Morgan with the RBI on the ground out, 4-3 on the put out, and that's 2 outs in the inning.
Braden Fisher steps up to plate.
Alan Martinez goes to third on the play.
Beamer on deck, Lovelady in the hole.
Okay, we scored 1. It went up to your innings instead of your.
It brings up Braden Fisher. Fisher in game 1 was 0 for 2 with a bases loaded walk and a run scored. Diaz throwing from the stretch. First pitch to Fisher, low and in the dirt for ball 1.
They have a great scoreboard.
We just need to hit this.
Controllers, I think, are too hard. We used to have to put it up here and point it straight out there so it would read it. But then they got.
Fisher batting from the right side.
But that came with those.
1-0 pitch from Diaz. Checks on the inside pitch. It's 2-0.
A ball 2.
Ball 3.
For you have 9.
Alan Martinez, the 2-out runner at third. Fisher with a hit here could tie the game at 2. That pitch is low. And it's 3-0 to the Bronx left fielder. Lawson Beamer on deck.
10.
11. We should have 11.
Diaz with the sign from Mitchell. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Braden. And a called strike on the outside corner. 3-1 now the count.
Hit this.
And that pitch is low and back to the backstop as Martinez scores. Fisher goes to first. Thought about it, but will stay at first.
Okay, and we
So
scored.
a base on balls. And Alan Martinez scores on the wild pitch.
Steps into the batter's box. Lovelady on deck.
Brings up Lawson Beamer.
In the hole.
We have 2 outs.
Yes. Now Lawson's the bat.
Lawson in game 1
Lawson.
was 1 for 2. A 3-run inside the park home run in the third inning.
Got there.
Snap throw to first. Fisher sliding back in safely.
He can throw wherever he wants.
But that doesn't count as a pitch. Only if he goes to his catcher does that count as a pitch.
That catcher. No, I think.
Diaz looks over. Fisher with a huge lead. And Beamer taking the strike at the knees. 0-1 the count.
Did you count that one? Did you mark that one off?
14.
14. If you marked through these numbers and it makes
Snap throw to first, and it's past the first baseman to the screen. Fisher up and on his way to second base. First baseman falls down, but gets the throw back to Diaz. So Fisher goes to second on the error by the pitcher.
okay, that wasn't a pitch.
Sorry, I'll pass it off.
Second error of the inning for the Bulldogs. Now a base runner in scoring position for Lawson Beamer. Beamer made the start,
And he misses.
but lasted just three batters. That pitch called a strike on the outside corner. He's down in the count 0-2. Breaking pitch, popped up foul, and will be backing out of play.
Okay, there's another one. Is that 16?
Yes,
Okay,
I think.
I think you're right.
Yes.
Very good, very good.
Count remains 0-2. Cade Lovelady on deck if Lawson can keep the inning alive for the Bronx. Lakin gave up 2 in the top of the first, have come back and tied it with 2 of their own here in the bottom. Braden Fisher, the 2-out runner at second, and he's on his way to third. And Beamer down on strike, swinging for 3 away. But the Bronx get 2 runs to tie it up. 2 runs, no hits. They leave a base runner, and there were 2 Syracuse errors. After 1 inning, the score, we're knotted up at 2 between the Bronx and the Bulldogs. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the second inning right after this. You're watching Bronx Baseball on LakinSports.com, Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube.
Lot of action on the street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Good car.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides
Oh, classic convertible.
and have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo,
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
We go to the second inning. Bronx and Bulldogs tied at 2. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining us for Bronx Baseball here today. Hope everybody's enjoying our new YouTube setup. And I shouldn't really say new. We had it during the basketball season, but sure am enjoying it a lot more than the other platforms we had in our first 7 seasons of video streaming for Lakin Sports. Leading off for the Bulldogs will be the second baseman, Jaron Lubers. He'll be followed by Gilberto Duran, and then back to the top of the lineup for Joe Mitchell. First pitch from Martinez.
Okay, foul ball. That's strike.
Flared it foul up the first base side for strike 1. Martinez with the wind. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And a ground ball towards the right side. Morgan off the glove. And Lubers is safe on the error. That will go as an error on the first baseman. And the Bulldogs with their leadoff runner aboard.
His name is Diaz.
Brings up Gilberto Duran, the shortstop. Low in the dirt. for ball one.
There's 15 pitches. Right? Then what, you have 15? Okay. 15.
Martinez checks the runner at first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fouled straight back. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike.
16.
And they only have 17. Not 21.
We have how many?
16.
16. Gibbs, I need to take it down to
17.
And 17 when we got 18 now.
Duran taking that pitch for a strike. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
17 both ways.
Now 18.
Not yet. When he pitches, it'll be 18. He hasn't pitched.
1-2 pitch. And Duran down on strikes, 4-1 away. Second strikeout of the game for Alan Martinez.
Number 1, Joe Mitchell steps into the batter's box. Gamboa on deck.
We'll go back to the top of the lineup for Joe Mitchell. Mitchell started off the game after being hit by a pitch and scored the game's first run, the first of 2. Syracuse scored in the first. First pitch popped up, straight back. Lovelady off with the mask and makes the catch. Nice play by Cade Lovelady.
17, Enrique Gamboa. Batter's box.
And just like that, it's 2 away for Enrique Gamboa. Gamboa walked in the first inning. First pitch, runner going to second. And they got him. Nice throw by Lovelady. Bachman in front of the bag makes the tag. And that'll do it. 2-6 on the caught stealing.
Did you actually get that?
And the Bronx get out of the inning. No runs, no hits,
So you have 20, right?
nobody left. And there was 1 Bronx error in that inning.
I think we have a new
After 1.5, the score, Lakin 2, Syracuse 2. We'll be back right after this.
Some commercials make it really tempting to buy cheap insurance. That's great if price is the only thing that's important to you. The agency believes cost is important, but protection is what you're really paying for. Rely on the agency to build the policy that protects your property at a price you can afford. Call the agency today at 620-355-6789.
Oh, this stupid When it's time to do that welding, don't do it yourself and make a mess out of it. Call Hendricks Professional Welding Service in Lakin. On the farm, on the ranch, or at your place, or at Hendricks Welding 3 miles west of Lakin. Welding done right the professional way. Call Brad Hendricks at Hendricks Welding at 355-6734. That's Hendricks Welding. Don't do it yourself and make a mess. Just call old Brad.
We go to the bottom of the second inning. Cade Lovelady to lead it off for the Bronx.
Setting to begin the bottom of the second inning.
He'll be followed by Caden Mings and Maddox Beltran.
To the batter's box. Means on deck, Beltran in the hole.
Can you get there? Okay.
Uriel Diaz out for his second inning of work. First pitch to Lovelady. And he lifts it foul and out of play off the third base side. Lovelady with the strike to second base to end the top of the second inning on a caught stealing. Nice play by the Bronx to get out of that inning. Diaz with the wind. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to stay foul. And the count 0-2 to Cade Lovelady. They're looking out over the left field fence. There's some kids going to get in trouble. They're over there playing on the number 8 green. Lovelady with the hot smash to third. Upson with it over to first in time. Caden Upson goes high to get it, and they retire Lovelady 5-3 on the putout. And that's one away. That brings up Caden Mings. Mings at third base here in game number 2, batting from the right side. And our scoreboard is up to date now. Got it right with 1 out. Diaz's pitch, swung on and missed. 0-1 to count. Maddox Beltran on deck. Diaz looks in for the sign from Mitchell. Here's the 0-1. Low and inside. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, there was a golf cart that drove over there and told him to get off the green. I knew it was probably coming. That pitch was outside for ball 2, 2-1. You know, I know kids at a ball game looking for something to do, but you can play anywhere on the golf course, but not the greens. And here's the 2-1, and a high fly ball drifting towards left. Maravilla under it and makes the play. That ball started off just the left field side of second base and ended up being caught by the left fielder. And now it's 2 away. That brings up Maddox Beltran. Maddox, a freshman, playing right field for the Bronx here in game number 2. Maddox was a pinch runner to end the first game and played right field in the top of the 4th inning. His first at bat, ducks out of that pitch, and it's ball 1. 2 outs in the inning. 1-0 count to Maddox Beltran. And that's outside for ball 2. Diaz with the sign. Here's the wind and a 2-0 pitch to Maddox. And a swing and a miss. Takes the count 2-1.
Oh,
2-1 pitch, fouled straight back and out of play. And now the count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Maddox Beltran. Bronx winning game 1 by the score of 15-0. And we want to welcome everybody watching here on LakinSports.com, Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. The 25th year of Lakin Bronx baseball. Beltran, a slow roller to the first base side. Beltran, it's a race, and he wins it. A race between Maddox Beltran and Uriel Diaz. And Beltran wins it with the infield single. That'll bring up Hunter Davis. Davis reached on an error his first time up. Came around to score on the Matt Morgan sacrifice fly. Excuse me, not sacrifice fly, but the a ground out, fielder's choice. And Davis with a line shot past the center fielder in left center. Beltran around third. Davis on his way to third with an RBI stand-up triple.
Hunter Davis with the RBI triple.
That'll bring up Alan Martinez with a runner at third, 2 outs in the inning. Morgan walked and scored a run his first time up. Jace Bachman in the on-deck circle for the Bronx. Uriel Diaz from the stretch. Pitch is low and through the wickets to the screen. Davis got in there. Diaz was at the plate, but Davis able to get the hand underneath and score the run. And the Bronx add another one. Lead it now 4-2. Count 1-0 to Alan Martinez. Swing and a miss. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jace Bachman in the on-deck circle.
Our girls had some errors and they scored 6 runs with 2 outs.
Here's the wind and the 1-1. In the dirt, gloved by Mitchell. 2-1 to count.
I think they hit to her, so they must be scared of her.
Here's the wind. And the strike off the glove of Mitchell. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes to Alan Martinez. And got him with the breaking pitch. Got him looking for strike 3. Bronx come up with 2 more runs. 2 runs on 2 hits. Nobody left. And no Syracuse errors. After 2 complete, our score now, the Bronx 4, the Bulldogs 2. We'll be back with the 3rd inning right after this. You're watching Bronx Baseball.
Farmers, they're the lifeblood of America. The men and women who tackle the toughest jobs to put clothes on our backs and food on our tables. They might do it quietly, but their genuine values and tireless work ethic are an inspiration to us all. Some might say farming is a thankless occupation, so that's why we're taking the time to say thanks. Farm Bureau Financial Services, protecting what matters most.
I'm Farm Bureau Agent Nikki Harris of Lakin, and I'm proud to support America's farmers.
We go to the top of the 3rd inning with the Bronx leading 4-2. Leading it off for the Bulldogs will be the center fielder Enrique Gamboa. He'll be followed by Uriel Diaz and Luis Perez. Wind continues to howl here at Laux Park. Temperature-wise, a gorgeous day here in southwest Kansas at the end of March. Hard to believe, 84 degrees at first pitch today. Tomorrow the high is 48. Only in western Kansas. Gamboa steps in with a walk in the 1st inning, so officially 0 for 1. First pitch from Martinez, swung on and missed for strike 1. Martinez from the windup. Here's the 0-1 and a slow roller back to the mound, fielded by Allen. Throw pulls Morgan, but he's able to step on it in time for the out. 1-3 with the put out. That'll bring up Uriel Diaz. Sun will become an issue here at Laux Park as it sets in the west. Everybody on the left field side will have the sun to contend with as the shadows get a little bit longer. And Diaz turns on that one and pulls it way foul. I guarantee you that cleared the highway no problem at all. I'd say he's a little bit out in front of the breaking ball there. 0-1 the count. And Martinez that time took a little bit off. And a swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Hunter Davis in center field, shaded slightly over towards the left field side. Here's the wind into the 0-2 pitch. And a called third strike on the outside corner. And that's 2 away.
Strikeout by number 11, Alan Martinez. Luis Perez.
That'll bring up the designated hitter, Luis Perez. Perez reached on a fielder's choice. Martinez winds the first pitch and a high pop up into shallow center field. Davis giving it a chase. Bachman to his knees and lost it off his glove. And that'll go as an error as Perez is safe at first. Brings up the right fielder, Dominic Weiss. Weiss struck out looking in the first. He's 0 for 1. Morgan holding the runner at first. Runner is off on the pitch and a slow roller towards second. Beamer off his glove. Scoops and not in time. That'll go as an error. As Weiss is safe at first, Perez goes to third as he was in motion on the pitch. And now runners at the corners for Gunnar Upson, the third baseman. Upson reached on an error his first time up. Fourth error of the ball game against the Bronx here. Pitched by Martinez at the knees on the corner for strike one. The runners at first and second, 2 outs. We're in the top of the third. Martinez checks the runner, and Upson swings and misses for strike 2. Check back at the runner. Here's the 0-2, and it's thrown outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count. 1-2 pitch. Popped up on the first base side. Martinez and Lovelady let it drop in between them. And the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Okay. Corrine is asking if you wouldn't play the music quite so loud between games because they couldn't hear when people make their orders.
Tell her she's got it.
I'll give her a thumbs up.
I was about to argue. I was like,
1-2 pitch, low in the dirt. Runner on his way to third and will be tagged out for 3 away. Upson was, Perez was still at second base. He was caught stealing going to third.
Okay, so
2-5 on the play.
Upson will still be
at the plate in the fourth inning. So for Syracuse in that half inning, no runs, no hits, 1 left, and 2 Bronc errors. And after 2.5, the score, Lakin 4 and Syracuse 2. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back right here on LakinSports.com. Don't go away. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Bronx leading the Bulldogs 4-2. Lakin winning the first game in 4 innings by the score of 15-0. And coming to the plate for the Bronx here in the third, Jace Bachman. He'll be followed by Matt Morgan and Braden Fisher. Jace fouled out to the catcher his first time up in the first inning. Leads us off here in the third. Wind in the pitch from Diaz. Low for ball 1. Syracuse with 2 in their half of the first. The Bronx answered with 2 in the bottom of the first, 2 more in the second. Lead at 4-2 here in the third. Pitch is high and outside for ball 2 to Jace Bachman. Bachman, the winning pitcher in game 1. A 4-inning win. Striking out 12. Not allowing a run or a hit. And a ground ball towards short. Diving is Duran, but cannot make the play. That'll go as an infield single for Jace Bachman.
Single for Jace Bachman. Matt Morgan walks into the batter's box. Fisher on deck.
That'll bring up Matt Morgan. Morgan with an RBI ground out in the first inning. Morgan with a big game in game 1. Had 3 hits, 2 singles, a double, a walk, scored twice, drove in 3. Bats from the left side here in the third. And taking a strike on the inside corner, 0-1 the count. Braden Fisher on deck. Bachman a good lead at first. And he's running on the play. A slow roller out in front of the plate. Only play will be first. And Morgan out. 1-3 on the putout. 1 away as Bachman goes to second on the play. That'll bring up Braden Fisher. Fisher with a walk. His first time up. Winds they continue to gust here at Laux Park. Diaz checks the runner. Strike 1 called on Fisher. 0-1 to count. Diaz turns towards second and throws it into center field. Bachman will go to third. Error on the first base, on the pitcher, excuse me. As Bachman goes to third. 0-1 to count to Braden Fisher with a runner in scoring position. Diaz checks the runner. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Count even. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch just a little high. And count 2-1 to Braden Fisher. Fisher pops it up, backing out of play. Well, actually blew it back into play. It landed just in front of the screen, just in front of us in foul territory. Count now 2-2 to the right-handed hitting Braden Fisher. He has his pitch blocked nicely by Mitchell. Count goes full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch. Lifted foul up the first base side. The first baseman giving it a chase and can't get to it.
Just don't hit it. Don't hit it and let him go home. For 4 times.
Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fisher back to the box. Jace Bachman, the runner at third base. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the third. Diaz's pitch outside. And a good at bat by Braden Fisher there to draw the walk. That'll bring up Lawson Beamer. Beamer, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Beamer with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored in the first game. Fisher a huge lead at first. Diaz checks the runners and Fisher off on the pitch. Beamer taking all the way for strike 1. Stolen base without a throw. Now 2 runners in scoring position for Lawson. 0-1 to count. Diaz from the stretch. And that misses outside for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. Diaz assigned for Mitchell. And that pitch low and away for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Bachman, the runner at third. Braden Fisher at second base. 2-0 the count to Lawson Beamer. And that pitch way outside. 3-1 to count. The 3-1 pitch is low, and that'll load him up for Cade Lovelady. Lovelady grounded out to the third baseman his first time up. Bats here with bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. Diaz now will throw from the windup. That's a balk. They didn't catch it. Pitch is low in the dirt for a ball 1. Well, you had him, dropped, came back up. But we're going to have a visit to the mound.
53 pitches.
We're in the bottom of the third. Bronx have them loaded with 1 out. Lady Bronx losing game 1 in Stanton County by the score of 25-19. And they're probably just now getting their second game started down in Johnson. Bronx are back in action this coming Thursday here at Laux Park against Ulysses. No, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, yep. I think it's Ulysses. Lady Bronx in action as well against Ulysses at the North Complex on Thursday. Now after the meeting, bases are loaded, 1 out for Lovelady. Lovelady with the 1-ball count. And a roller back to the mound off the glove of the pitcher.
He gets there.
And Bachman will score.
He's safe. 54 safe. I think. Gabriel's safe.
Sorry, don't you think?
I'm actually giving him the hit because it was a hit. It was a ball off the glove Normally you could score it, but it was not a bad hit back to the mound.
I'll do what you do.
Yeah, I could tell you were sitting there waiting for me. I'm not the official scorer here, Kim. That is you.
I trust you.
You are the official scorer here. Caden Mings now at the plate. Takes the first pitch for ball one. Hey, what I say here is irrelevant, Kim. I'm just here for entertainment value.
Now, first game, I'm going to give it a hit.
That pitch on the outside corner evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, see, I have a bailout. I'm not the official scorer. That always falls back on you.
Davidson changes mine anyhow.
Oh, yeah.
He remembers everything.
That pitch high for ball 2. You know what, though, Kim? We've been here many, many years up here in this box discussing hits, errors, ball strikes, you name it. 2-1 to count to Caden Mings. Here's the wind and the pitch. Bases still are loaded, and that's off the glove of the catcher. Fisher up the line and is safe.
Yeah, I did see the ball bounced.
And the pitch was a ball, so it's 3-1. Bronx add another run.
Dude, why do you have to clean that off? It's still dirty.
3-1 now to Caden Mings. Diaz from the stretch. And that pitch is low and away for ball 4. That'll load him up again for Maddox Beltran.
59 now, yep. That pitch made it 59. There you go.
And a pitching change will be made.
Okay, here we go. Yep, all right. Now it's going to be another pitcher.
And while the pitching change is being made, we're going to take a timeout as well. We'll figure out the defensive alignment for Syracuse during this timeout. We'll be back right after this.
Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Sox at Flashback's Diner, Highway 50, Lakin. Fantastic burgers, Coney and Chicago hot dogs, Philly, steak, BLT, and chicken sandwiches, along with ice cream treats like the traditional banana split, sundaes, shakes, malts, and cones. Dine in or carry out. Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Sox at the one and only fantastic Flashback's Diner, Highway 50, Lakin.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
Pitching change being made for the Bulldogs. Enrique Gamboa comes in from center, and Luis Diaz will go to center field. For Diaz, 2 1/3 innings pitched. Give up 6 runs. He's responsible for the 3 base runners on the bags for the Bronx. As Gamboa goes through his warm-up pitches, Maddox Beltran waiting to take his spot in the batter's box. Bronx with 2 runs across in the inning. I'm going to take the time for everybody watching here this afternoon. Do me a favor and thank all the sponsors, whether you have to send them an email, send them a text, call them, visit their business, but let them know you appreciate all they do for LakinSports.com. Without them, we wouldn't be able to be here doing this on our own. I thank them constantly, and I still can't seem to thank them enough for all they do to make LakinSports.com possible. Now in our 14th year of calling Bronx activities. First 7 years were audio only. The last 7, we have implemented some video. And we hope that you're all enjoying it. And here we go. Maddox Beltran to the plate. Bases are loaded. 1 out in the bottom of the 3rd. Maddox, a single and run scored his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Enrique Gamboa on in relief of starter Luis Diaz. From the stretch, first pitch is outside for ball 1. Hunter Davis in the on-deck circle. Bronx with 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and 2 more here in the 3rd. Gamboa's pitch, high for ball 2. Bronx and Bulldogs in their 62nd meeting in this contest. Bronx in their 25th year of baseball. And that pitch is high for ball 3, 3-0. Really hard to believe. I know it's been 25 years, but 62nd meeting between these two teams. And a called strike on the outside corner. 3-1 to count. Beltran with a pop-up on the infield. Infield fly has been called. And it's runners need to go back. Mings was on his way to second base. Infield fly was called, so the runners will go back to the bases and be safe. So the Bronx dodging a bullet there. The infield fly called for out number 2, and the runners stay where they're at. So that is out number 2, and the Bronx dodged a bases loaded error there. That brings up Hunter Davis. Davis with an RBI triple his last time up. That'd be a nice spot to do it again right here. Gamboa checks in. First pitch to Davis, low and in the dirt, scooped by Mitchell. 0-1 to count. Excuse me, 1-0 the count.
What is the count?
Swing and a miss by Davis, and the count even. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Alan Martinez in the on-deck circle if Hunter Davis can keep the inning alive for the Bronx. Pitch is high for ball 2. 2-1. Gamboa from the stretch. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Hunter Davis, and low and in the dirt. Off the heel of the umpire, and Lawson Beamer will score easily. 3-1 to count now to Hunter Davis. That was a wild pitch as Beamer scores. Lovelady goes to third, and Mings goes to second. As the Bronx add another run, they now lead at 7-2. Runner still in scoring position. Now the count 3-1 to Hunter Davis.
How many?
9.
Davis fouls it off. Evens the count 3 balls, pushes the count full at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, Hunter. Scored these 2.
Diaz checks in with the sign. Payoff pitch coming to Davis. And he lifts a high fly ball into left field, and it's over the left fielder's head and rolling to the warning track. Davidson scores. Ming scores. Davis into third with another 2-run triple. Well, with a triple, this time a 2-runner, I guess. Now the Bronx lead at 9-2. That brings up Alan Martinez. Martinez 0 for 1. Walked and scored in the first, struck out in the second. Gamboa's first pitch to Martinez. Strike on the outside edge. Gamboa looking in. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Allen. Inside for ball 2. Excuse me, ball 1, 1-1 to count. And a called strike at the knees. Martinez down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hunter Davis, the 2-out runner at third base after the 2-run triple. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Gamboa. High in the count, even 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that pitch outside, count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch from Gamboa. And Martinez, a high pop fly into shallow right. And actually the wind blows it back to the infield dirt. And Luber's able to grab it for 3 away. Bronx bat around in the inning. Bronx with 5 runs in the inning. On 3 hits. And they strand a base runner. We're going to take a timeout. We'll add up the totals, and we'll have them for you when we return. You're watching Bronx Baseball.
It's time to get involved with the Lakin Recreation Commission, 702 North Campbell in Lakin. The Lakin Rec Commission with a wellness center, aerobics, adult programs, youth programs, sewing, and more. For more information about all the great activities of the Lakin Rec Commission, call 620-355-7039. The Lakin Recreation Commission, providing recreational opportunities to enhance the quality of life for the people of the community by promoting social interaction and the productive use of leisure time.
We go to the top of the 4th inning. Bronx leading at 9-2. Leading it off for the Bulldogs will be the third baseman, Gunnar Upson. He'll be followed by Caden Upson and Jaron Lubers. And if anybody gets on, Gilberto Duran. Alan Martinez back to the hill.
Lubers on deck, Duran in the hole.
Is he pointing at? Do we have a?
It should be Gunnar Upson at the plate because he was there on the caught stealing.
Huh? 24. Yeah, because of So, yes, he's a batter. Is that I have? Isn't that what you have?
That's what I have. First pitch by Martinez inside. Upson was at the plate when Luis Perez was caught stealing to end the third inning. 1-0 the count, and the pitch upcoming from Martinez. Taking it to knees on the outside edge, and the count even, 1-1 strike. Bronx leading 9-2. Winning game one by the score of 15-0, looking to make it a sweep, and a ground ball to short. Bachman on the hop, throws it across in time for the out. 6-3 on the put out, and it'll bring up Caden Upson. Upson grounded into a fielder's choice to end the first inning. Bulldogs still looking for their first hit, not only in this contest, but of the afternoon. Swing and a miss for strike one. Jaron Luber's on deck for the Bulldogs. Wind up by Martinez. Breaking pitch stayed high for ball one. Count even, 1-1. From the windup, 1-1 pitch, and a strike taken on the outside corner. Count is 1-2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Martinez. Flared off the end of the bat. Foul. Count remains 1-2 strikes. Wind continues to howl here at Laux Park. And a ground ball foul past third. Count remains 1-2. Not a cloud in the sky, unless you looked way to the south. But a nice day for baseball. Yeah, it very well could be dirt. Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Here's the 1-2 pitch outside. Count even, 2-2 strikes. You know what? I've seen games here where you see a cloud off the sky, but it keeps getting bigger and browner as it gets closer. Oh, I'll tell you what. I've been outside many times with with all my equipment, and I have to get home and get a vacuum or a can of air to blow everything out. Breaking pitch called third strike, and that's out number 2. That'll bring up Jaron Lubers. Oh, exactly. And how many times have we seen we start the game 70 degrees, and by the time we're done with the doubleheader, it's into the 40s? Yeah. We've seen that plenty of times, too. And there again, glad we're up here. Yep. First pitch in the dirt to Lubers. 1-0 the count.
Said you never know what to wear in March and April.
I know it. Yeah.
Yeah, last week I thought, man, if we're going to sit up here in a winter coat, I don't know.
1-0 pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. I remember a couple of years ago, Goodland came down here. Beautiful day for game one. A little chilly, but not too bad. The wind came out of the north. We got through, I think, just game one, and they drove in a blizzard. It took them 4 hours to get home that night. You know, it's just typical western Kansas, well, just typical Kansas weather in general. That pitch fouled off, count 1-2. But, oh, yeah, and I remember a game when Tyler was playing his senior year in 2009. We were playing Hugoton. Beautiful when we started. By the time we got done with game one, it's blowing so hard out of the north, and actually got the doubleheader in, but there was another one of those days. Beautiful to start, and a called third strike on the outside corner. And Alan Martinez mows them down in order. here in the fourth. No runs, no hits, nobody left, and no Bronc errors. After 3.5, the score remains Broncs 9 and the Bulldogs 2. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with your fourth inning right after this. You're watching Bronc Baseball on Lakin Bronc Sports YouTube.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
Welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, LakinSports.com. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining us here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Glad you're with us. I did find out in between games, Matt Morgan has some family from Florida watching us here this evening. So welcome. Glad you're able to join us here. The one thing I miss with these scoreboards is they don't reset as you go to when you move your innings. I have to go in. Yeah, none of this resets itself, so I have to go in and manually do it. That's a lot of stuff to ask from me. Jace Bachman leads it off. He'll be followed by Matt Morgan and Braden Fisher here in the bottom of the fourth inning. First pitch to Jace, low and away for ball one. You know, it's becoming that point in my life, Kim, that I just don't need anything else to do. You know, one chore at a time. That's all it is.
Or when you talk, it should update.
Put voice commands. It just automatically puts it up there. Yeah, no kidding. 1-0 pitch, low and outside for ball two. I'll have Jared look into that.
Design it and make millions.
Well, if I design it, there'd be something that would screw up and probably hurt somebody. Then I'd be sued for millions, which can't get.
Easy come, easy go.
You can't get water from a rock anyway, so go ahead. 2-0 the count. Inside to Bachman. 3-0. Yeah, I like my idea better. I'll just sick Jared on it. I got to tell you, it was so much fun to work with Jared in the basketball season. We had a blast.
I appreciated, you know, when I couldn't go to the games, loved when you guys went.
3-1 the count. That pitch called strike on the outside corner.
And then when you had to watch games with no announcers, it was hard to watch.
Yeah. It was hard for me to go and watch without calling the game. That was tough. 3-1 pitch. Bachman fouls it back. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, that was harder for me to go to those sub-state games and not be able to broadcast it. The final, I took a notepad and was keeping stats or stuff on my notepad. I just couldn't sit there.
That's why I've always liked doing scorebooks everywhere I go, so I can.
3-2 pitch off the inside, off the handle of the bat. And just in time to get Bachman. 1-3 on the putout. That's a good throw for a pitcher into that wind to cut the runner down. But Bachman, that little knobber off the inside handle of the bat. That'll bring up Matt Morgan. Morgan 0 for 2. Does have an RBI on a ground out in the first inning. Gamboa looks in. First pitch to Morgan is inside for ball one. And that pitch outside, 2-0 the count. Don't know what I'm going to do when I lose Jared to college next year. I'm going to tell him he's going to drive back and forth. 2-0 pitch outside. He's going to be going back to Hayes.
Best school ever.
I knew you would like that one. Well, he started out for a semester plus at Hayes, and then COVID chased him home. Yeah. And just decided this fall if he was going to do them online, might as well stay home to do it.
That's right. I agree.
Morgan calls timeout at the plate. Count 3-0.
Be home online, work, earn money.
Exactly.
When everything's semi-normal. Ooh, yeah.
And the 3-0 pitch. Morgan taken all the way. And it's a strike. 3-1 now the count. Third baseman Gunnar Upson playing in on the grass. And that pitch is outside. Morgan with the walk. And that brings up Braden Fisher. Gamboa checks the runner at first. Morgan with a huge lead over there. And he's off on the first pitch. And Fisher with a high pop fly up the third base side. Shortstop giving it a chase. And it'll fall for strike one.
It's a long strike. Semi-long.
The 1-1 to count to Braden. Braden officially, no official at bat in the contest. He's walked twice. He did score on a wild pitch in the third. Morgan out to a big lead at first once again. Caden Upson holding him, and he's off on the pitch and will steal it without a throw. Pitch was high and inside to Braden. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Gamboa's pitch bounces past the catcher to the screen. Morgan will go to third on the wild pitch. As the count goes to 2-1. Two and 1 to count. Pitch is high and outside, and the count goes to 3-1 to Braden Fisher. Lawson Beamer on deck for the Bronx. Matt Morgan, the 1-out runner at third. Gamboa looks in. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's low for ball 4. Fisher with his third walk of the contest. Puts runners at the corners for Lawson Beamer. Beamer 0 for 1, struck out in the first, walked and scored in the third. Fisher running on the pitch. And Beamer taking a breaking ball for strike one. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Gamboa checks the runner at third. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Beamer, way outside for ball 1. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Kate Lovelady on deck. 2-1 to count. Here's the pitch from Gamboa. Breaking pitch low and away for ball 2. 2-1 to count.
I forgot to tell you that one of the umpires at Stanton County got hurt in the first inning, so Randy Richter drove the bus, so he had to umpire. Or he got to umpire.
Got to umpire. Oh, Randy double dipping in Stanton County tonight, huh? And that 2-1 pitch is high. 3-1 to count to Lawson. Randy will say, if I'm going to have to work, I'm not driving the bus no more, right?
But you can still pay me mileage. Yeah.
Yep. Well, if I know Randy, he'll hit up Denise for mileage now, too, to umpire that game. Yeah. 3-1 pitch. Low and in the dirt for ball 4. And the bases are loaded for Cade Lovelady. Still with just one out in the bottom of the 4th. Bases now loaded for Cade Lovelady. Lovelady with an RBI single his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Gamboa from the stretch. Lovelady with a high pop-up on the infield. The infield fly has been called, and the catch was made by the shortstop for 2 away.
Number 26, Caden Means steps into the batter's box. Beltran on deck, Davis in the hole.
That'll bring up Caden Mings. Mings 0 for 1. Walked and scored his last time up. Here's the first pitch. And a line shot past the third baseman. Morgan will score. Fisher around third. He will score. And that's what I was saying earlier. That is one of those dangerous plays on this side, on the left side of the infield.
11, 2 scored.
So a 2-run single by Caden Mings. And Gunnar Upson, I'll tell you what, I feel sorry for anybody playing on that left field side now.
We have 18 batting.
Number 18, Omar Gonzalez steps into the batter's box.
Omar Gonzalez to hit for Maddox Beltran. Lawson Beamer at second, Caden Mings at first. Beamer running on the pitch will steal third easily.
Is that a ball?
I believe it was low and inside, I think. Runners now at the corners, and the ball skips past the catcher. Beamer up the line will score. Oh! And that toss back. And that was off, I think it was off the brim of the hat of Beamer. Ball rolls over towards the Bronx dugout. And very wisely, the Bronx let it lay as Mings goes all the way to third on the play. And the count is 2-0. Bronx add another run. They now lead at 12-2. 1-1 count to Omar Gonzalez. And he takes that one outside for ball 2. First at bat of the season for Omar. Gamboa looks in the 2-1 pitch. Omar swings and misses, and the count goes even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's over the head of Omar. Ducks out of the way. Count goes 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hunter Davis in the on-deck circle for Lakin. if Gonzalez can keep the inning alive. 2 out runner at third is Caden Mings. And the payoff pitch from Gamboa. And a swing and a miss. Gonzalez down on strikes, and that'll do it for the Bronx here in the fourth. But the Bronx add 3 more runs on just 1 hit. They strand a base runner. And no Syracuse errors. After 4 complete, the score: Lakin 12 and Syracuse 2. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have the 5th inning for you right here on LakinSports.com. We'll be back. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. Go to the top of the 5th inning. Leading it off for Syracuse will be Caden Boatman. He'll be batting for Gilberto Duran. 0-1 the count. And that pitch in there for strike 2. And a strikeout looking for out number 1.
Yeah, that's what I said, Boatman.
Sorry, I'm losing focus on this hard. Stay away, dude. Number 1, Joe Mitchell steps into the batter's box.
Bulldogs back to the top of the order for Joe Mitchell.
We just have to hold it, and then this game's over.
Nobody on, 1 out. And that pitch is low for ball 1. Enrique Gamboa waits on deck. Mitchell 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and scored the game's first run in the first inning. Here's the wind and the 1-0. High fly ball up the third base line. And it will stay fair. Mitchell around first on his way to second. A huge turn around second, but he'll hold there with the 1-out double. First hit of the day for Syracuse with that double. That'll bring up Enrique Gamboa. Gamboa 0 for 1. He walked in the first.
Diaz on deck, Perez in the hole.
They have to hit 1 out.
And the first pitch to Gamboa on the outside edge for strike 1. Bronx looking to make it a sweep here. They lead it by 10 in the top of the 5th. Runner at second with 1 out. And the runner running on the pitch. Mitchell will race home on the throw past third. So a stolen base for Mitchell. And he'll score on the error by the throwing error. And it's now 12-3. I think the count's 1-1.
Oh, I had 0-2.
Do you have 0-2?
Well, I have 2.
It is,
yeah.
okay. It is 0-2.
Yeah. I was gonna say 2 strikes? Yes.
0-2 pitch. Off the handle, flared up the third base line. And wisely, Alan Martinez let it go. Smart play there by the Bronx pitcher. Thing about it is, why not let it go? You don't have any prayer of a chance to throw him out at first. You might as well just let it roll and see what happens. And that time it paid off for him, especially the way the wind's blowing. So all that does is end up being a loud infield pop that goes foul. Here's the 0-2 pitch, low and outside for ball 1. 1-2 now the count. And a ground ball to short. Jace bobbles and not in time. And that'll go as an error as Gamboa safe at first. That'll bring up Uriel Diaz. Diaz 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch and scored in the first. Struck out looking in the third.
It is just 54.
It is just 54.
Yeah, because I thought, nope, 55. You're right, because there was a foul. I didn't count that foul.
Gamboa running on the pitch will steal it.
I would have said that must have been a ball. Because it came clear over here.
Count 1 ball, no strikes. Bronx did have some action in the bullpen. Pitch low and inside. 2-0 the count. Never did see who was warming up the line. I saw him running back in, but I didn't see a number who was throwing. Martinez checks the runner. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. 2-1 the count. Two balls, one strike. Check of the runner. And a pop-up into left center field. Davis has it go off his glove. And the runners will be safe.
It doesn't matter. That he just was going to one-hand that. Should have 2. Caught it with 2.
And another Bronx error. Runners now at first and third. Bronx head coach Steve Davidson makes that long trek to the mound and will make a change. Matt Morgan now will take the hill for the Bronx. Alan Martinez will go to second, and Lawson Beamer looks like he will go to third base. And Bodie McCormick into the lineup. He will go to first. So, well, we have a pitching change. Let's take a break. Bronx lead at 12-3 in the top of the fifth. We'll be back right after this.
At Farm Bureau, we make it easy to protect the important things, like your home, family, and future.
I'm Farm Bureau agent Nikki Harris in Lakin, and I make insurance simple. One policy lets you combine and save when you protect your home, cars, motorcycle, all your toys. And one deductible can cover everything if you have a loss. I can show you how simple insurance can be. Contact me, Nikki Harris, your local Farm Bureau agent today.
Farm Bureau makes insurance simple.
So Matt Morgan into the lineup for the Bronx. 2 on, 1 out in the top of the 5th. The Bulldogs with 1 run across. Batting for Luis Perez, the DH, will be Maravilla. And I apologize, I do not have his first name. But he is the left fielder. And now they will lose the DH as Maravilla comes to the plate. 0-1 to count. Morgan with the pitch. Throw to second. Not in time. Stolen base by Diaz. Now 2 runners in scoring position, and it's an 0-2 count.
I think he wants you to put a strike up there. There we go. He kept his hands up there.
Pitch by Morgan, fouled straight back.
And then I'll let you know that's 3
Count remains 0-2.
so far.
3.
Yeah.
Matt Morgan on the mound 2 years ago was 1-3 with a save, a 9.2 ERA. Worked 24 in the 3rd innings, striking out 21, walking 25. The Bronx 2 years ago, 9-12 on the season. 1-2 the count. That pitch outside evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dominic Weiss in the on-deck circle for Syracuse. Left fielder Maravilla at the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Morgan. And that just missed inside, and the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Morgan looks back at the runner. Payoff pitch and a ground ball towards short. Bachman on the short hop will go to first, 4-1. Runners do not advance. 6-3 on the putout. And that is 2 away.
Yeah. It's 25. Weiss.
That'll bring up Dominic Weiss, the right fielder. Weiss 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the first. Grounded into fielder's choice to end the 3rd. Yep, that's correct. He's a... And he bats with 2 outs here in the 5th. Ground ball, Bachman over to his left, scoops and throws in time for the out. 6-3 once again on the putout, and that's 3 away for the Bulldogs here in the 5th. But Syracuse adds a run to their total. One run on 1 hit. They strand 2. And there were 2 Bronc errors in the inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Bronx lead it 12-3. We'll take a break. We'll be back. You're watching Bronc Baseball.
Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Sox at Flashback's Diner, Highway 50, Lakin. Fantastic burgers, Coney and Chicago hot dogs, Philly, steak, BLT, and chicken sandwiches, along with ice cream treats like the traditional banana split, sundaes, shakes, malts, and cones. Dine in or carry out. Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Sox at the one and only fantastic Flashback's Diner, Highway 50, Lakin.
Go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading it off for the Bronx will be Hunter Davis. He'll be followed by Alan Martinez and Jace Bachman. Bronx looking for the sweep here this evening, winning game 1 by the score of 15-0. Enrique Gamboa back to the hill for the Bulldogs. really know what we're waiting on out here. Pitcher was just holding the ball with his warm-up tosses. And here we go, the throw down to second, and we're set to go here in the bottom of the fifth. Hunter Davis will lead it off. Davis, 2 for 3. Reached on an error and scored in the first.
Leading off for the Bronx, number 31, Hunter Davis.
A 3-run triple in the second and a 2-run triple in the third. Davis 2 for 3, bats from the left side. Shadows starting to cover part of the infield, but the infielders on the left-hand side still with the sun in their eyes. Wind continues to howl. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hunter Davis. That's outside for ball 2. Bulldogs 3 runs on just 1 hit. They've stranded 5 base runners. The Bronx 12 runs on 6 hits. They've stranded 6 base runners. That pitch low for ball 3. Three and 0 the count. And in at the knees for strike 1. Gamboa looks in from the stretch. Davis lifts that one high and foul up the third base side. And the count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Alan Martinez on deck. He'll be followed by Jace Bachman. Third baseman Gunnar Upson playing well in on the grass. Gamboa's payoff pitch to Hunter Davis. And a high pop up the left field side. Shortstop giving it a chase, and it falls foul. Count remains 3-2. I want to congratulate Hunter Davis being the High Plains League Basketball Player of the Year for the 2nd year in a row. High Plains League all-league teams announced during the week, actually. Here's the payoff pitch once again. And he slaps it to the left side. Shortstop up with it, and not a chance to throw out the left-handed hitting Hunter Davis. That'll go as an infield single, his 3rd hit of the game. And that'll bring up Alan Martinez.
Alan Martinez steps into the batter's box. Bachman on deck, Morgan in the hole.
Allen 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Davis a short lead, but he's looking to go, and he does go. Swing and a miss, and that pitch is into center field. Well, I thought it was going to center field, but the second baseman came off and kept it in the infield. Oh, and 1 the count to Alan Martinez. Now a runner in scoring position. Martinez batting from the right side. Allen stands to be the winning pitcher of record here in game number 2. Breaking pitch inside for ball 1. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jace Bachman on deck for the Bronx. Allen fouls that off the end of the bat. Out of play off the first base side. 1-2. Nobody holding Davis at second base. Out to a huge lead. Martinez fouls that one back out of play once again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kind of surprised Hunter Davis didn't get a larger lead there. Shortstop playing well off the bag. Davis, now they'll try to hold him on. Gamboa with the 1-2 pitch, way outside, and that'll skip past the catcher as Davis goes to third on the wild pitch. 2-2 the count now to Alan Martinez. Two balls, 2 strikes the count to Alan Martinez. Gamboa, quick check of the runner. In the dirt. Blocked nicely by Mitchell. And the count is full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bronx looking to make it a sweep. A run right here could end it with the 10-run rule. Gamboa looking in for the sign from Joe Mitchell, the catcher. Here's the payoff pitch to Alan Martinez. Inside, and Martinez will go to first on the walk. His second of the game. That'll bring up Jace Bachman.
Okay, Jace, let's do something.
Bronx will have runners at the corners, and a pitching change will be made. So Gamboa will go to center. Try to get a number of the pitcher here. And Gilberto Duran taking the hill for the Bulldogs. So another pitching change made by the Bulldogs. Duran and Gamboa trading positions. Jace Bachman waiting for the warm-up pitches to be tossed. He will be the batter for the Bronx with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Runners at the corners.
But it doesn't matter for you. It just matters for me. Okay, I forgot this foul ball.
Bronx winning game 1, 15-0, looking to complete the sweep here in game 2. Gilberto Duran now pitching for the Bulldogs.
Gilberto Duran takes the mound.
Sounds like a professional player.
Still batting number 2, Jace Bachman. Martinez on deck. Oh, Morgan on deck, pitcher in the hole.
Jace Bachman at the plate, 1 for 3. Single and a run scored in the 3rd. First pitch over the head of the catcher. Martinez goes to second on the wild pitch. Davis stays put at 3rd. One another count to Jace Bachman. Line shot up the middle will fall for a hit. And Davis will trot home, and that'll do it. An RBI single for Jace Bachman. And the Bronx will win it. Bronx 1 run, 2 hits. and no Bulldog errors in that inning. So the Broncs will complete the sweep. And just like we did in game number 1, we've got a 3-minute laundry list of all the great sponsors that make LakinSports.com possible. We're going to go to it. And a big thank you to J.D. Ham for putting all of our ins and outs and a lot of the ads you hear here on LakinSports.com. Thanks to J.D. Ham. I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for J.D., we wouldn't be here if J.D. and I hadn't met 16 years ago. And he's become a true friend and is still a valuable asset for LakinSports.com. We'll be back in about 3 minutes with the totals.
LakinSports.com is proud to serve Lakin High School with streaming video coverage of the Lakin Broncs and Lady Broncs sporting events. During these trying times, Brett and Sandy Hendricks are extremely proud to be able to bring Lakin High School sports to Lakin fans via the internet. Of course, without the continued support of the sponsoring businesses, LakinSports.com would not be able to bring you Lakin High School sports. A big thanks goes out to Farm Bureau Financial Services of Lakin, the Agency of Lakin and Garden City, Flashbacks Diner, the Lakin Broncbackers, Lakin Drug, Shelter Insurance Gwen Wechter, the Lakin Recreation Commission, Pioneer Communications of Southwest Kansas, Hendricks Welding Brad Hendricks, along with Lakin Hay, the Golden Plains Credit Union, D. Bach Metals Dwayne Bachman, and Casey's General Store, as well as the Kearney County Bank and the Garden City State Bank. Please patronize our sponsors and be sure to tell them thank you for bringing you Lakin High School sports on LakinSports.com. Back we go now to the voice of the Lakin Broncs and the Lakin Lady Broncs, Mr. Brett Hendricks.
And welcome back to Lakin Broncs Sports YouTube and LakinSports.com. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining us today for the Broncs season opener as the Broncs sweep the Bulldogs by the scores of 15-0 and 13-3. Broncs and Bulldogs have met 62 times. And with that win here in game number 2, I didn't want to bring up any numbers while we were still in play, but for the Broncs, that's their 46th straight win over the Bulldogs in baseball action. Let's look at some totals. First for the Broncs, well, let's go with Syracuse. Syracuse with 3 runs on 1 hit. They committed 3 errors and stranded 5. For the Broncs, 13 runs on 8 hits. They stranded 4 and committed 6 errors. So that'll be something that I'm sure Coach Steve Davidson will want to talk about with the Broncs. But still a good opening sweep by the Broncs here this evening. And we'll try to get Coach Davidson's attention. We can get him up here and we can talk. We didn't get a chance. I got around late trying to hook all this stuff up. And like I told everybody earlier, I've done this for 14 years. You'd think I'd have an idea how this works, but it took me a while to get everything hooked up. So we'll get Coach up here to visit with us, and then we'll wrap it up, throw the stuff in a bag, and head to the house. Broncs are back in action Thursday when Ulysses comes to town. I haven't made up my mind what games I'm going to do yet. The Broncs are here. The Lady Broncs are out on the North Complex Hill. So we'll wait and see what we want to do come Thursday. But the Broncs with a good opener here. And you know what? We didn't have a chance to talk before we got started, and I didn't even unroll a headset here, Coach. So here, let me get you set up here. Well, you know, it was on me more than anything, and I know, I got late hooking everything up and all that stuff, but all right, now we got it.
Thanks.
All right. You know, we didn't get a chance to talk. Is the volume good enough for you?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. You know, and I wanted to talk to you beforehand, and I ran a little late, and seemed like you guys were out here earlier than you normally do, and heck, the Broncs were already warming up during the time that we talked, and I was still setting up, so we didn't get a chance to. But, you know, it's been a long time coming. 2 years since the Broncs got to play a baseball game, but there was a lot of question marks, I'm sure, coming into tonight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. With, especially with the weather we've had, and everybody's in the same boat. There's no excuses, but we have not been outside. We haven't been able to do a whole lot. We've been able to swing a lot in the cages inside, which is good. I like that, but you can't field fly balls in the gym very well, and you can ground balls, but it's not the same as the dirt and the grass. So, opportunities haven't been. What a day today as far as the temperature. It's great to get out here.
The problem is the temperature was perfect. The wind speed was half of what the temperature was, but you know what? That's Western Kansas spring baseball.
Yeah, we're might as well get used to that. And yeah, we didn't handle a few fly balls like we should, but again, comes with experience. So.
Coming into this evening, and like I said, it had been 2 years since the Broncs have actually had to play a game. Last year, went through all the preseason, got practices in. COVID hits, boom. Sorry, guys, you're done. See you next year.
Mm-hmm.
But to your benefit, though, you did have some guys that did play 2 years ago and some veterans that were on that squad. And so you had some leadership coming in just to kick this season off on the right foot.
Yeah, and it's a good thing because we need that. We have a lot of young kids. Some that have played a lot of baseball, but yet I don't know that the baseball's been that organized.
Yeah.
and we need the leadership to help those young guys figure out what's going on. Especially, like I say, we haven't had that many opportunities to practice a lot of stuff. So again, it'll come with time. This whole year is going to be a learning experience.
In the first couple weeks, and like you said, everybody's in the same boat. Not a lot of teams have been able to get outside, and with pitching restrictions and the way the innings are, the number of pitches are limited and all that stuff. It's going to be this first couple weeks probably just a feeling out period just to see where teams stand.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Like I say, we're able to get some work inside, so the pitchers can work. But again, I've had guys, we had spring break and guys were gone, and just. Yeah, I mean, we're not even close to being in good shape, even pitching wise. But we weren't going to go more than like we did, 60, and then we can still come back on Thursday and throw, and should be okay.
Talking about pitching, though, pitching today wasn't too bad for the Broncs. Jace Bachman, gotta love where he took off. 4 innings pitched, no runs, no hits, allowed just 1 walk, but 12 strikeouts for all the outs for the Broncs in that first game.
Yeah, he threw the ball well. We got a whatever you call those things going on down there.
Yeah, prom proposal or prom invitation. Yeah,
I'm way too old for that stuff. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, Jace threw the ball well. Again, wasn't sure. He was definitely up in the zone in the Saturday at the alumni game. A lot of pitches up, and and they hit the ball pretty solid. And tonight he just he threw the ball. Threw the ball well. Threw it by their hitters quite a bit. So it's a good job by him. Allen. I didn't know with Lawson. He's a good pitcher. He can throw the ball well. I didn't know if he'd better off coming in the middle of the game or starting. So I tried starting him, and so he could warm up well, and just struggle a little bit getting started. And in varsity action, I'm not going to don't get a whole lot of opportunities when in a league game like that. So we'll work with him, and he throws as hard as anybody we have. There's no doubt, and he's a good pitcher.
And he's one of those young players that not a lot of experience. His season last year was a wash, so didn't get a lot of opportunities. But good things will come from him. Just hopefully he doesn't drop his head and let that get to him. Hey, even the best pitchers have a bad outing once in a while. But Alan Martinez came in, slowed it down, and pitched well in relief, though.
Yeah, he did. He did a good job. Again, Allen struggled a little bit in the alumni game too. I thought with the ball up and not throwing as well as he really a couple years ago he came in and did a good job for us, and doesn't look quite balanced like he was, but he did throw some pretty good pitches tonight. I thought looked like he was maybe getting a little better form than what he had earlier. But again, a little extra work here and there. if you have 2 doubleheaders a week, it's kind of hard to get much practice in. But hopefully we got a week coming up here. We'll just have the 1 doubleheader and we can get some stuff done.
Exactly. Hitting the ball in game 1, the Bronx hit the ball well. Even in this wind, it seemed like the Bronx hit some balls hard. 11 hits in the first game, 8 hits in the second game, but there were some really hard hit balls because we all know in 25 years of Bronx baseball, when that wind's blowing in from the south, there's not a lot of strong hit balls hit.
Yeah, and it's tough to see because that wind's blowing in your eyes, and I mean, my eyes would be watering so bad I couldn't see anything, and the dust is blowing. So yeah, it's not easy to hit the ball with the wind like this, but we did. Yeah, I thought we did a good job. We have some guys, what 3, 4, 5 guys that are going to be pretty solid hitters, I think, and they are good. And some younger guys, the more pitches they see, the better they're going to get as well.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The exciting hit in game 1 was Lawson Beamer's inside the park home run, and that was just a line shot up the left field line, got past the left fielder. But one thing about it, this team, Bronx baseball team, can now kind of doubles the relay team because we got some team speed out there.
Yeah, we got some speed. There's no doubt about it. We do. There's some guys can get around the bases really quick. And, Lawson's ball, I didn't think when he hit it anyway to stay fair, but it did stay fair by, a good 2 or 3 feet probably. Once it was down, I knew he was, it was definitely going to be a triple, and then they had to throw the ball all the way back into that wind. So, he's, did a good job there.
Makes it awful tough. Well, the Bronx in their 25th season, and that's one thing I wanted to talk to you about beforehand. We didn't get an opportunity, but I said something to Kim that was real ironic to start tonight. 25th year of Lakin baseball. You're the only coach in the history of Lakin baseball, and you're wearing number 25. You think there's any coincidence there? But I just thought that was interesting.
I've wore this number for I'm not sure if I've wore it for 25 years, but I've worn it for a long time.
Yeah.
So, it's I guess it is what it is, but I've had the same number for a long time.
And, we'll get a chance to reflect on 25 years of Lakin baseball, of course. I mean, this season's all about the players on the field. But 25 years is special, and there's been a lot of great players that come through this program, and it's going to be fun to kind of reflect this year on some of that. I'm going to try to do it. I've got stats and all this stuff up there, and we'll try to throw some stuff around, but and like I said, we'll have a chance all year to talk about 25 years, but you know what? It is special for a program to be around that long.
Oh, yeah, I think so, for sure. Well, no doubt. We had our alumni scrimmage on Saturday, and we had 10, 11 guys here, and, and a lot of guys that wanted to play that just had something else going on. But we could put an alumni team together that would, that their pitchers would be better than we see all year long. I guarantee it. We got some good guys that can flat throw the ball, and that just makes us better. It gives us the opportunity to see some good pitching before we actually even start the year. So, it's been a lot of fun. It doesn't seem like I don't know how it's been 25 years, but it doesn't seem like it's been near that long. But last year was tough to take, not being able to get out there, and I'm sure glad to be back.
That's what I told Kim earlier. It took 26 years for Lakin baseball to put in 25, but, thank you, COVID. Thanks for nothing. But, 25 years, a lot of good teams have come through. Is there anything planned special during the season that maybe there might be an alumni night for a game or anything like that been kicked around?
We're talking about a lot of things like that.
An alumni.
Brody, throughout the first
former
pitch.
player threw his first pitch tonight. Yep.
We're planning to do some things like that.
Be very cool.
We haven't anything definite yet, but we're going to do some stuff as the year goes along.
And I thought it was neat that Brody throws out the first pitch tonight because he picked up the first ever win for Lakin High School on the mound. So
did he? I mean, I knew he definitely threw that first year. I don't. My memory's not near that good.
I'll tell you what, if I've remembered that for a long time, and here a few years ago, I even used that as a trivia question when I was giving out just some trivia questions during games too. So, but I thought that was fitting for Brody to come out and throw the first pitch. And
well, I do remember the second year that we beat Elkhart here 1-0, right, in the regional finals, and I'm sure Brody definitely pitched that
probably
game,
had a hand in that, and I don't.
It was a heck of a ball game, I know.
Yeah, I don't have enough of that goes that far back. I'm going to have to make you dig deeper in your archives to get me those copies because you've gotten a lot of stuff for me up there, and I've got it, and I'm going to keep digging and keep building on that. But, like I said, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year and be fun to dig back in the history, and it would be neat to maybe see some former players come back and have somebody else throw out a first pitch. So that'd be awesome. So, Well, Coach, you know what? It's getting dark. Let's go home. But congratulations, the Bronx. Another win tonight, and starting 2-0. Gotta like starting 2-0.
Oh,
for
you
sure.
bet. You bet. I love it. I love it.
All right, Coach. As always, thanks for taking the time to come up and visit with me. Haven't decided Thursday what I'm going to do. I know softball's going to be in town, and I don't know. Like I told Kim, I don't want to, kind of slight the girls, but this is where my love is, right out here for baseball. So we'll see how it goes. But once again, congratulations. And if I'm out here Thursday, we'll try to get set up a little earlier, and maybe we can get a pregame thing going, and we'll talk to you then.
All right. Thanks a lot, Brad.
All right. Great job tonight. Bronx head coach Steve Davidson, the Bronx start the season off with a doubleheader sweep over Syracuse, winning the first game 15-0 and winning the nightcap 13-3. Well, that's going to wrap it up here at Laux Park. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, and we're going to sign it off. And everybody take care, and we will talk to you soon. We'll let you know what we're doing on Thursday night.